inside of a planner digitally, what does that look like when this is a planner? It's not like a note taker that I've turned into a planner. It's not what I would call like a sort of one of those all-purpose, all-in-one apps originally, but it's become like an all-in-one planner. And it's designed to be an all-in-one planner that you'd see. Its original purpose is a planner that is all-in-one. So I'm going to get a little more specific, not so much in my own personal life, which I'm really enjoying having a lot more private space in. To be honest, I'm having a lot more understanding of myself by keeping a lot more internal space just for me at this point, and internalizing and then gaining insights to bring to you. It's kind of a new pattern I've developed here in life that's then kind of evolved into life as a reality. So we're going to go into what this would be like. I'm not showing you my planner. What I'm going to do is go in. I have meal plans that I write throughout the day, so I'm going to get past that. You know, I don't mind like some of the general things that I do in this planner. Again, it's all more of a awareness factor based on the state of being I'm in kind of the mid to late afternoon. I'm going to need some like leafy greens and vegetables, kind of some healthy snack lunches to prepare for dinner. Because I do my work in the mornings. My mornings tend to be very busy with work, with getting kind of the routine with the family, getting the family on board and getting into work. And my heavier work is in the mornings and all of that kind of stuff. So that's in here. But and a lot of times I do most of my outings in the morning, neighborhood outings, errands, last minute things that might come up, all of those things. And that even includes contacting other people, phone calls, things like that. All of these little things where I'm working with other people I prefer to do in the morning, but we will do evening outings at the end of the week or the weekend. So that's also backtracked, because one of the things that I've learned to do in when you learn time blocking that I actually love that I do in this app is I will backtrack the things that I don't time block, the things that just happen in life. I want to have them kind of written out, have them tracked in a sense. Another thing that you can do in this planner that makes it very unique is it's not all about time tracking. You're tracking your energy. So you're setting a goal of your target energy from, you can even go to over 100, like it's crazy. So from 0 to like 0 being very low energy to 100 being very high energy. Lately, I've been very happy trying to get to a 50 because I get so busy that I'm learning how to maintain that energy, what is easily going to drain my energy versus what keeps my energy going. And that has a lot to do with my outings and things like that I have to do versus like taking advantage of some of these tasks and just absorbing the energy and becoming a sponge of these outings on hands-on living and then backtracking them here in the planner. But I'm going to go through what it would look like because I want to be more specific with my morning journal check-in section that I've talked about in the previous episode, because this is really essential to kind of get my start in the morning on like understanding, kind of like building up that focus, right? So I have my little pink heart session because I'm really like, I love my little imagery over here with emojis. So if I open this here, so I start with, I will have the blank notes section, but I will start with these checkpoints that I want to really go over and expand on in the notes and check off. So the first one is what's going on. That is like everything going on right now that could be taking up my mind, that could just be going on. What are we all doing? What am I doing? It could be things that overload. It could be current events that are happening in my life, whatever's going on. State of being is like, am I in a calm state? Am I in an anxious state? How am I feeling about all of this? How am I taking it in? Am I in a state of acceptance? Am I in a state of not knowing what to do? What am I working through right now? Reflecting forward is, I've taught this here on Life is Our Reality, but this is a sort of instantaneous way of building up from your past and into your, I'm kind of reflecting forward into the present here and then moving forward and bouncing off from the present. So that could look like, how is the past week? How has that been? How has the past week shaped my present right now? It may not even be 5-10 years ago. It may not even be a year ago. It's more about what has built me up to the state of being that I find myself in, reflecting on all of how this week is going, and then what is moving me forward. What's coming up is like the things I know that are coming up, any meetings, any text messages that I need to look out for with relevant dates or information that are coming up, any emails to keep an eye on, anything work related of that nature as well, any work apps that are going to be notifying me with different companies that need me, anything that has to do with life personally, errands, appointments, phone calls, the same day or within this week. I try to keep these where every day I'm going over how this week is shaping the present. And then focus is, what is my focus right now? I don't necessarily have to make an all-day task every time, but what am I focused on that I'm starting out with? And so once I've written all my notes, sometimes I'll come back and look at these as I'm writing and I will check them off as I'm writing. Other times, I've kind of done this and had experience before this week doing this to see how this would work in different topics and things. And so what I found is I will also just write the entire what's going on in my mind, and then I will read it, and then what I wrote, does it check these boxes here, these like 5 or so boxes? And usually it does. I like to just write a natural stream of consciousness and then come up here and say, did that stream of consciousness have some sort of purpose? I'm all about being creative and having free flow. And I do that in plenty of other ways with conversations, feedback loops with AI, note-taking in Apple Notes, taking down information, sections in this planner that have to do with the inbox, setting my intention for the day and an all-day task, things like that. But here I really want this to be what is kind of like, let's stay purposeful. Let's stay within our purpose for the day. And then once I've checked all these off, I will then complete this for this task only so that tomorrow it can update with a new one. So that is a little bit of brief summary of how this works. The energy tracking is something I'm still learning, so I will do that on days that I'm more health focused for right now throughout the week, and then kind of like I'm slowly taking one step at a time with that because I'm learning it. Same with cycle and same with phases. I'm still learning phases. Also, the moon phases, my Google Calendar integrates, my Apple Calendar integrates, my Apple Reminders integrate, which means that a lot of our holidays and phases of the moon will integrate. And Structured Planner has a blog that you can go out and open up within the planner, and it will educate you on your health and on health in general and these phases of cycles and how they connect with the seasons of the weather and in your life, which is really cool, and your hormones and all that kind of stuff for ladies and all this kind of cool stuff that you can learn. And I don't have enough information on exactly how it does it, but I'm still learning that one really small step at a time, and that's something I'm working with. And I also track a lot of that just by being aware of the moon, because I love stuff like that. Lunar phases and the phases of the moon that already connect with my calendar that I don't have to set ahead of time. It'll just let me know at a certain time that the moon is going to be doing something in the phase. And then it kind of like I've had awareness in meditation where I know in meditation, in prayer, in spirituality that the moon did that yesterday and I've somehow disconnected or extremely connected to that, and somehow it's kind of affected me. And it depends on your spiritual beliefs as well. There's been a lot of scientific evidence that is getting a lot more spiritual now and understanding that when it comes to the moon and your connection, we connect with the stars and God and everything from literally inside of us. And so there is a connection there. And I'm sure it's also written in the Bible somewhere. I kind of take everything. I'm very spiritual and multifaceted in that way. And so I will also put the select churches that I will attend throughout the months when I do attend with friends and on different occasions where it's very spiritual. I'm very picky about that kind of stuff, but I will do that kind of stuff. I'm open to it. I'm not threatened by anything. I'm not dogmatic about anything. I'm not extreme one way or another. And so that would also be connected, just integrated through the calendar on here as well, or added into structured, along with some other health stuff I have had in the calendar that will integrate into structured. So just some deeper insights on some things and health-wise that you can do, backtracking. If I'm not scheduling my days at all, most likely I am backtracking because I want to know what happened in the day. And that is kind of a form, part of my journaling way of doing things. Instead of having to write like, Dear Diary, this happened today, I will just backtrack and mark as complete and then just have it in here and go through my days. And you can also do weekly, monthly, and daily in review. The AI section of Structured is the pen and paper with all the tools. You can add photos, scan documents, scan whiteboards, calendars, paper calendars. You can scan your handwritten pen and paper planners, all of that. You can even create your own AI prompts as to what you would want in a planner. So you're also customizing your planner. And that helped me with my morning journal section because I've been able to create my own morning journal section within my Google Calendar without AI before. But having AI kind of helped me with these prompts that started out in the notes, and then I went and edited them in from the plain text in the notes into really useful checkpoints. And then I rewrote with more of my own authentic design and turned that from a draft task into a full official task that I use every day. So it's like the AI is helping me to get more creative in how to customize a planner, how to become a better writer. It's not like always writing for you. It actually helps you become a better writer. I know some of you have had a lot of personal issues with that. I started to consider how much I wanted to write the rest of my life. And I'm like, I still love writing, but AI can help you write more. It can help you write more often because it's doing a lot of the heavier work in editing or proofreading, or it will even, if you want to write and you want to focus more on the theme and less on the writing, it will focus more on the writing for you. And you can focus more on the theme, especially in music sometimes. I'm a heavy writer in my music, but I do love a good AI generated song that is lyrically generated. All of my music is AI generated, but it's really welcome to have my AI get to know me and then write for me as well on a lot of my music too, because I can focus more on the sound, the production, the environment, and the topic at hand, and the expansion of musical genres. A lot of times, though, I will write my lyrics ahead of time and then paste them in. And I don't know, the Structured Daily Planner is the inbox section is kind of my creative little notes section that I love using, and my little projects. It's my project section within the planner, so it really isn't all in one planner. I'm not finding that I need Notion. The only other expansion that I do use is all of my AI apps. I have a ton of them, and my Apple Notes expansion. Just as a family, we collaborate in life and creativity and work. I'm very fortunate that we were able to share all those connections, because a lot of families don't get that much time or space even. Sometimes we have a lot of busy times, especially in the mornings. We get very busy in what we're doing, but we can still connect in Apple Notes and iMessage and all that stuff. So, but we have our own spaces within all of our AI apps. And for me, that definitely structured being a huge one for me. So, and my husband with his own. And it's nice to see all of our friends using AI more as well. And the model, in case you are AI oriented and you love AI as much as we do, Structured is using a ChatGPT model, which excels in productivity. ChatGPT really excels in productivity and helping you with journaling if you're in the ChatGPT app. But Structured as a planner takes it way further with the planning and the tasks and the checklist and the reoccurring and sound per task when you do need that, all that kind of stuff. So that's really the core values of Structured. I really wanted to let you in on this insight. I didn't feel like the last episode was complete. It was pretty much on everything that I do mostly all the time, but this one I wanted to take you a step deeper into things that I'm also doing throughout the week. So hope this, let me cancel out here. I don't even remember to use, there's a Pomodoro timer in Structured that I could enjoy using. Let me get back to today. There we go. And in that Pomodoro timer, I can focus and it will count down for me as I'm writing if I want to do that. That has helped me when I've needed to get writing out in the next 5 to 10 minutes and I didn't want to take forever on the writing. That has helped me see a countdown and get motivated, because if some of you remember being huge English nerds in school, you would have a countdown as to your writing session before you got to finish up for your teacher, right? So that's kind of fun. But you're using that for tasks that you're doing as well, not just writing. But I'm just amazed at how many people I have not seen using Structured Planner just for helping improve writing. It's a space for all of that. And the AI will help give you prompts for meal plans based on a type of diet. We're on kind of a type of healthier diet now over the last year that we've done. And the meal planning and the reminders of eating healthier throughout the day just to maintain some energy as I drink a lot of coffee and water and tea. I have to remember to eat healthy as well and include food in that, because it's very imbalanced if I don't eat in that and if I'm just drinking all this stuff without eating. So even those little reminders, the AI will give you ideas for emojis so that if you're very visual but you don't know the exact imagery you need, it will kind of do that and help you with that and guide you through that, especially with meal plans. Or if you, a lot of it is pen and paper and you're writing down in your planner. You're like picking up your planner and just writing in it. And it may not be, it can even be for the inbox. It could be for the next 5 minutes that you're starting a plan, and the AI is helping you just give you directions on what you're doing in the next 5 minutes. It's not necessarily some grand time block or anything like that, but you're picking up your planner, getting the tools and writing it in so that you're kind of like involved and aware of what you're actually doing. There's a banana bread prompt in there that will help you plan to bake banana bread within that next 5 minutes or so. So you're even using your planner to write things down like anybody would with a planner. It's not limited to time blocking or calendar or some sort of projects only. It's got your projects. You can just pick it up and use it pen and paper in your planner, adding more paper to your planner with different things, more types of paper. That's how I feel like this AI is allowing for, is just more customization, more custom sections. You're just opening your planner and, those little wallet leather planners where you can add more notebooks to. That's kind of what I feel like this AI is allowing you to do. And you could tell I'm very romantic. I romanticize on all of this bullshit, but I love it. I really do. And it really gives me that feel that this is a real planner, but yet it's a real custom planner with project section, an unscheduled project section, which is actually very underestimated. I love having things in my planner that are not scheduled, and then having the day, week, and month views, and then having all day intentions, journal sessions with writing sessions every day, and the like. So just kind of a huge insight to how this works. And I think this is really giving you a deeper idea, actually, and getting out of the general premise, but a deeper idea of what I do in here. So hope that this helps you, give you more ideas on Structured Daily Planner. And I'm really enjoying using it, and I hope that it gives you an idea of what you might want to do and why you might want to have a planner. A lot of people find themselves having and buying a paper planner that they absolutely love from the store and writing it every day, and then they put it using Structured AI. They will put their paper planner into Structured, and then their planner can be taken with them on their phone. So they're never without their planner, and they can still use a paper planner and have that handwriting as their preference. So you can really do this in a lot of different ways that fit your life. You're not having to go into a whole nother way of really changing your life for any of this. This is actually meant to adapt to your life. That's the difference. With calendar blocking or Notion or any of that, that stuff is awesome. But I find that you're adapting more to the technology than it's adapting to you. And the one thing I had to get used to with Structured, it's adapting to my unpredictable life. It's adapting to which it's very stable now, but it's adapting to my life. Anything that comes up, I can easily backtrack. I can easily check things off just as much. And it will easily adapt to my life, to the point where if I'm aware that something's coming up, for instance, and it happens a little bit differently than yesterday, it really doesn't matter to me because I'm very flexible on this in my planner. But I still know that it's happened and things like that, because I will put a lot of things happening in one task so that it's not limited to 8 in the morning, brush your teeth, 8:05, wash your face, 8:06, face mask, 8:06. It's not limited to all of that. It's a number of things happen at this part of the morning, and a number of things happen at this part of the morning, and a number of things will happen at this part of the afternoon. A number of things will happen in the evening, etc. And lots of unscheduled projects and all of that. So, and lots of health monitoring, and even the backtracking and the future journaling, which is more or less my design of what I do in the morning now at this point. But even visualizing what's coming up in the future, and then really going into your state of telling your future self things that are happening as an errand might be coming up for you. And it's pretty cool. So I have lots of insight about everything in older episodes that I've learned just from other apps. And a lot of this I learned and designed in Google Calendar, but I feel like Structured Planner takes it a step further in aesthetics, sound, visual imagery, AI for sure, and even the unscheduled, which is so underestimated that you don't get. So, and other apps and everything. So yeah, anyway, really I hope that this gives you an idea completely and a more complete overview of Structured Daily Planner and why you would even want to consider it. Take care of yourself, take care of your life, take care of each other, and either way, stay focused. That's all this really is about, is a focus in front of you, your life in front of you, your life design more intentionally in front of you. So, thanks for tuning in.